Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio, and Patty from Arizona is visiting me for 3 days, and we're having a ball! This is a 12 by 16 inch canvas, and these are her leftover colors, and I'm going to throw some more paint in there, I think. And the paint that I want to throw more in there is probably not open, because I told myself I was going to clear those bottles, and then I did not do that. So we'll just take what we can get. A little bit of everything that's handy. And then I'm going to use a small scoop. It's a good thing I don't swear anymore. I want a little bit of purple too. It doesn't matter what I want, it's always blood. Whoa. Alright, well never mind. And I think the last thing that I want is some gold. Alright, so what I'm going to do, despite whatever's on there, just go ahead and give myself a quick layer of white paint and glasses down on my eyes instead of up on my head. This is my OXO omelet turning spatula. I talk about this all the time because it's on my Amazon link, and I discovered this myself, and a lot of people have discovered it afterwards, and they're all happy that they did. It is a $10 spatula, but worth every penny. It saves you an enormous amount of time, and if you are good at leaving it level, especially if you have some tweezers, pointed ones are preferable to the flat ends. You can see any indiscretion, Floetrol booger, that happens to be in there. So I'm going to use this leftover paint to do a small weedy garden, I think. Making sure I have nothing in there. The temptation is to put something across the sky. You know what? There we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of sky in because I can. Hey, that's the name of my first book on the Amazon link. And I'm going to use my leftover paint that's clinging to the spatula to cover the top. And I could throw that in the bucket, but I don't think it matters. Why don't I just do the edges since there's some paint falling over? This might be the best sky to date. Might be kind of simple, but it's okay. At least it's there. Alright, so what am I going to use? I am going to use a small scoop, of which I see none handy. So maybe I'm just going to use a shovel. And I'm going to grab as much of that paint as I can possibly get in my shovel. And then, up from the bottom, I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to rest my shovel over here and scrape it out. And probably over here as well. Hopefully I have an edge catcher handy, and I think there's one someplace here. Do I have any paint on the back of that I can use? I do. Some of that might want to go over. I'm going to throw that shovel in the bucket. I'm going to look for my edge catcher, which is probably behind me, or I made it go away. Okay then, I've got one, and it's right here. So what I usually do is let everything flow first up. So I have a nice puddle, nice heavy puddle up top, and then I put my edge catcher on the cleanest part of my tile I can make, since I dribbled white paint, obviously, and I let it all go down, and down, and down, and continue down. This is sort of how I figured out how to make scapes. And this time, I'm going to rock it a little bit to cover the bottom. This time I'm going to move it over and flow it back again. And my bottom is nice and covered, although I do have a little bit of paint that I can use if I want. I also have a little bit of paint in my container, and I'm just going to use that right along the edge for some coverage before it sits there and I don't use it. I want to use it up. Then I'm going to stick my spatula in. I'm going to drag a few things. I'm going to use some more of the pool paint. Actually, more of the leftover paint in the container. I'm gonna run that spatula right up the side. Just using up some paint. I'm gonna leave my little white spaces so I have some negative space. Not that great at leaving negative space. Just gonna run my spatula up. I'm gonna see that looks like plant leaves. That's perfect. A little more coverage. Maybe one more spear. Maybe 10 more spears. Maybe that goes in the bucket. Now, I'm going to use my chain. I'm going to use my chain. At the end of my chain, I'm going to drop it in, let it rest for a second. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to twirl it around. I have some white paint on there now, so I have to be conscious of that because I'm going to leave a new kind of mark. I'm going to keep putting my chain in. Generally, I don't make a ton of these marks, but this is a different piece, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take a loop, put most of the chain in my hand. I'm going to drop the loop down below. Lift it right up. I'm going to make a loop around and continue. I got some awful pretty patterns I'm destroying as I go. Another loop. That one didn't let me have all the paint I wanted, so I'm going to come right back up here. And finish that. Have some kind of gray grass, but grass is every color, so we're not worried about it. And I've never done anything with just little sprigs of grass, which is kind of cool. I mean, I did loopy things, lots of chain pulls and loopy things that were... I'm still tempted to throw some flowers in there, but I don't know. But I'm just sort of composing with what I've got. This, I wish I had done a little something else with. But that's okay. I can get creative with strange organic shapes just by looping things around. Just repeat those same shapes. Just have some fun. Just ever so gently, trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. I am. Colors are beginning to pop through, which is neat. I'm going to go back to, oh, you know what? All my spatulas are in the bucket. Darn. Nope, I got one. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paint and I'm going to dip it in, and I'm going to put some leaves just going right up that stem. So I have some texture. I'm going to do the same thing down here. And I'm going to grab my skewer. Put a few dots in a few places. Maybe spiral a few more things around. Here, there, and everywhere because I can. Hey, that's the name of my book on the Amazon link. Now, one of the things I like about the skewer is after you've done whatever else you can do and you still have some negative space at the bottom, if you want to make that white space more cohesive and it isn't where it belongs in your mind, then you can just drag your skewer ever so slightly and very, very gently right down through whatever you got. And you can dip your skewer. I say that. I'm actually liking this a lot. So now it's time to torch, and I don't think that I'm going to put any flowers in there because I like it. But I did just notice that I have a bunch of great colors. I'm using the edge catcher right over here, and I'm going to, oops, just destroyed my white space. Oh well, never mind. Both sides are pretty well covered. Any paint on my skewer will help me lead something down over the edge. I can stick my finger in any little blank canvas holes on the edges because I don't think I painted it. But I'm pretty good, and I'll show you guys while I torch, and I'm loving those colors, and I'm loving seeing those cells pop, and I'm pretty happy with that, to be completely honest with you. There is no silicone in my paint mix, but there is GAC 800, so if I leave my paint heavy, see that right there is one of those anomalous. That's the other thing, you can also waggle. Waggling is good. I like waggling. Probably upside down isn't the first choice for most people. I really shouldn't make much heat for the top of this at all, because when I use a spatula I think a lot of the bubbles dissipate, and that's a good thing. I'm moving my torch back and forth very quickly so I don't have a chance to fry the paint. We've had some interesting effects today. We don't want to do that again. I see here that I want something across that little spot. And I'm good. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard saying we got 4 minutes left. And if you give me a thumbs up, it really helps me out. The most helpful thing that you can possibly do is to watch the videos longer. That will speak to the YouTube algorithm, and maybe I will be able to stay at YouTube longer because I'm losing 2/3 of my income on any given day, even when I post 3 times as many videos. Thought you ought to know that. So watch longer. If you can bear the commercials, watch some of those. That'll help me. There's a drawing every month for anybody who wants to contribute $10 or more to the studio, and there's 8 paintings, each of one of my 2 books, or a class lesson if you happen to be the winner, and that's going to be in the 3rd week in February. Yeah, I'm still playing. I can't stop myself. There's Teespring clothing under the video where you can find Oliver print t-shirts and leggings and other things. There's also Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and the paint pouring recipe. If you're looking for my channel, look for the playlists. 1 through 10 have 9 have 100 in them, and the 10th one is being populated. There are 11 genres like orbs or gardens or scapes. And you can find all kinds of stuff that's binge-worthy there, I promise you. And if you binge, I love you more than I love you now, and I love you now so much. I have 85,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you guys for having done that. The longer you watch, like I said, the better off we'll all be, and I'll be here longer. I love you guys. Look for tomorrow's video on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group, which is a Facebook group for students. And there's Expressionist Art Studio Gallery totes and more if you're looking for the things that I've been making since 2013 and posting to Fine Art America and Pixels.com, which is basically one and the same thing. I love you guys. This is Priscilla Batzell and Patty, who's still visiting in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, saying I need a couple dots. Can't help it. Just need them right there. I'm just going to steal a little bit of paint. There. Now I'm done. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Maybe tomorrow. I post a video every day. Sometimes at midnight and 8:30 in the morning. And I'm trying to work my way through to 1:45 in the afternoon. Bye for now. Priscilla out. See you soon. Take care. Anon.